Hello everyone, Leonardo Cornejo here with another video, and today I wanted to talk about something that a reflection I had this week before recording this, of course. Someone mentioned how how hard it was to release a novel nowadays, traditionally, because of the legacy publishers' attitude toward independent writers, toward people like me. And I remembered a checklist I saw from, well, a few checklists I saw from writers and, from agents and publishers before I started writing. Well, not before I started writing, before I published. Which are the reason I choose to go independent, I choose to go self-publish it, and it was because of those things in that list. Well, in those lists, one of them, if I remember well, was from Penguin Random, I think. I'm not sure, but I know they are that kind of people too, because well, they are the guys who made a Blackenstein cover. Well, jokes aside, I when I say about the Blackenstein cover, I'm joking about this incident in which Barnes and Noble decided to publish alternate covers of classic works for Black History Month, which is, by the way, an American only thing, so nobody outside of America really gives a shit. And even people in America don't really care that much. Some use it to virtue signal, some use it to be fucking racist, but most of the people, including black people, don't really care. They just want to mind their own business. Um, During Black History Month, they decided, Barnes and Noble and Penguin Random decided to make this racist set of covers, and I mean it. I mean it. This racist set of covers, which were designed with, how can I say it politely? How can I say it politely? These covers with designs that were basically racist designs. I'm not joking. They were race swaps of classical characters, Romeo and Juliet, Frankenstein, the Frankenstein monster, and that's why I call it the Blackenstein cover, because they took this. There is this film, this black exploitation. They call this genre. I was about to deviate to Spanish. Fucking shit! I had a fucking mental lapse. I was about to deviate to Spanish. There is this black exploitation film called Blackenstein, which is this film about, well, a black Frankenstein monster. It looks really funny. It looks really stupid. The design is it's absurd and ugly, purposefully so, because it's from the same line as Black Dracula. So it's a joke. It's a how can I say it? It's a film made with black people, about black people, making jokes, making racist jokes about black people, because well, racist humor exists, and sometimes even people from the same race pull it. And it's a really comical thing. I mean, this cover with a black Frankenstein monster reminded me of that. I didn't watch the film, by the way. I knew of the film because back in college, a friend of mine made jokes about Blackenstein. About he liked to watch obscure films, and he made jokes about them. About the ones that he found ridiculous, because there were others he really loves. For example, I never heard of Eraserhead until he brought it up, and now Eraserhead is the name of an anime character. Well, the nickname of an anime character. I'm pretty much sure it is a reference, by the way, to the film, because the author is filling that comic with that manga with the pop culture references, and the guy, his ability has very little to do with Eraserhead, but he actually sleeps bundled up, like baby thing in Eraserhead. Whatever. Anyway, the the guy made jokes about Blackenstein and about Black Dracula. And in fact, Black Dracula was so popular. That one was so relevant in popular culture. You could see jokes almost everywhere about it. And well, Blackenstein exists. The film exists, and it's about a black Frankenstein monster. A black Frankenstein monster. And then you you look at that cover, and it's a black Frankenstein monster. So yeah, Penguin Random is woke. Mars and Novel is fucking woke too. I would even dare say, I don't really like Amazon. I have a toxic relationship with them. I use it out of need. If I could have my own store and sell my own stuff. But I don't have the money because I'm Mexican. And here, things are expensive legally. Any legal process is fucking expensive. That's why I picked Amazon, because it saved me the expenditure, the effort of dealing with all those expenses. I do it out of necessity, not out of pleasure. I fucking hate the Mexican government because they really keep us in that state. But that's not the only reason to I choose to publish with Amazon. I choose to publish with Amazon because because I had only two other choices: pay up, sacrifice my living expenses without guarantee to publish independently, and I will need to publish with Amazon anyway, but without the exclusivity part. Or, and this one is the worst choice possible. Sacrifice all my integrity, all the content and dignity of my work with a woke publisher. Because all the big five, which are basically the international ones, are woke. Because my book is in English and it was meant to be sold for an English reading audience first. I would like to have it translated to Japanese, German, and Russian because they are profitable markets, especially Japan, since they are the the kind of audience I want. It's basically present there. They are the guys who read Shield Hero, Goblin Slayer. They are my target demographic, and there are many more over there than in America. But the thing is, I don't I don't write in Japanese, German, or Russian, so I went for English. Then I translated to Spanish. Yes, I am not a native English speaker, and I decided to write in English first, and then translate it to Spanish because, well, fantasy in particular is a lot easier to write in English. Perhaps it's a culture thing. I don't know. The thing here is, the thing here is, that I had to choose between spending a lot more money than I could ever have at that moment, which I didn't even have. Going for Amazon, which I didn't like even back then, because I don't think Jeff Bezos is a horrible human being. Even if he wasn't woke, he's a douche. Or going woke. Sacrificing all the integrity and artistry of my work for the sake of acceptance from people who don't even fucking deserve it. So, I decided that will be the least possible choice. I mean, I decided I would never go for that. And the reason is, while I was investigating for the publishing process, I saw as I said, the demand list of agents, editors, and publishers from the Big Five, or with ties to the Big Five. Fucking shit, they suck. I mean, how can I say? Big Five publishers. all of them, demand woke content. Their lists include POC representation, LGBT representation, strong independent women, all that kind of crap. They expect it in your book. And let's say, I managed to pass. Because, well, I am heavily influenced by anime and manga and all that stuff. Therefore, I got Japanese protagonists. Well, a few. They are not the main protagonists, but I got characters who are basically Japanese. Kitsune more in particular. I got a gay character because I wanted to pay homage to a gay person. Real life, Oscar Wilde. Well, he was bisexual, but whatever. I wanted to pay homage to Oscar Wilde. So there is this homosexual character because of that. He's somewhat relevant to the plot, and well, I actually like him. I actually like him. Let's say I pass because the female lead in my novel is basically a huntress. The whole nonsense about strong and independent, but she's not the kind of strong and independent who needs no man. All that bullshit. She just is good at fighting, and she works in a team. But there are other things that are much worse that make it even harder to publish with these motherfuckers. Because they actually seek romance drama. Pretty much all novels, especially aimed at a young adult audience, must have romance drama. That's why you have all this tired trope of love triangle and conflict and all that, because the publishers, the agents, the editors demand it. They force it. So I remember talking to a friend about this, and he said, "Well, in Japan they force you to have a lolly character." Well, that's easier for me. That's easier for me. I write pretty much mostly that. And there are also other stupid things, like, for example, I don't know, I saw one which demanded a feminist message in the world. I can't write that. I actually write things that are opposite to feminism in many ways. I mean, I write about characters who are very individualistic in terms of their morality, and they have this notion of people can be good or bad regardless of who they are physically, and, well, things that go contrary to feminist ideology. Not all men are evil, actually is contrary to them. As women are not always suppressed, is contrary to them. So I can't write that kind of stuff. There are also other politically correct demands. I bet when they say LGBT representation, they don't expect you to have a gay character, because let's be honest, almost all manga and anime have at least one homosexual character, either male or female. No, what they really, really want, is you to have some weirdo or the non-binary bullshit or something like that. I can't go for that. I can't write that. I can't get woke. Even if I tried on purpose, I am bad at it. Because it is not what I am inspired to write. There are also other things like passing the Bechdel test and bullshit like that. Which, by the way, it's really comical because the Bechdel test is two women talking about anything other than men. It is really easy to write a misogynist story and pass the fucking Bechdel test. You need to do is having two women ranting about how horrible women are. It is really comical because the Bechdel test allegedly is a feminist idea, but it can backfire in a way you never expect. Well, I do expect it because I have logic and common sense, but feminists don't. The thing is, I can't write woke garbage. Therefore, I can't go and show them, and especially because I write basically the opposite of what I want. I mean, I can't write woke content. I can't write love triangles. I really can't. I mean, I don't. I hate them so much. I can't. I am physically and mentally impeded to write love triangles. I detest love triangles because I consider them basically an encouragement to engage in toxic relationships, and often they are basically softcore NTRs, softcore netorare. I'm not kidding. I consider them softcore netorare because it is narrated from the perspective of the girl. Yes, some netorare works. Only once I didn't find it. I find that disgusting because most of the time I think the guy getting cocked deserved it. But this encourages basically softcore netorare. And I am not kidding because whenever there is a love triangle, there are two guys, not two girls. In fact, harem is very different because in fact, harem can go for why no, ¿por qué no los dos? Como the way that kid from the ad says. But with love triangles, that's basically two men and one girl, and normally it's a vampire and a normal guy, or a vampire and a robot guy and a vampire and a wolf guy, and the vampire wins. In love triangles, there is always this nice guy, and I will say nice guy TM, who ends up basically saying, as long as she's happy, I don't mind being a cock. And he becomes the cock. And then he ends up raising the daughter and gets imprinted, and she becomes his future bride, and that's fucking creepy. And that's coming from a guy who likes LOL. It's fucking creepy when you are literally old enough to be her father, and she's a fucking baby, and you will raise her like your daughter. Well, she imprints on you and will become your... Seriously, that's fucking creepy. Twilight is fucking creepy. In fact, I would say love triangles often imply really nasty things. I mean, not only the fact that this is softcore netorare, that the guy, that one of the guys ends up getting caught. Most of the time, the guy who gets the girl is exactly the kind of guy a father would never want for his daughter. So, since I can't write that, since I can't write love triangles or relationship drama, even though I can write love stories, in fact, I write love stories which are basically about healthy couples, functional couples. Since I can't write relationship drama, since I can't write love triangles, I can't fucking write what these people want. Since I can't write woke stories, I can't write what these fucking people want. They also demand, for example, contemporary commentary on contemporary issues and things like that. And then you get really stupid things like, for example, I don't know, a story set in medieval Germany, but it has modern day values. That's fucking stupid and impossible for me. I, in fact, don't really like to make commentary on contemporary society because I find it unpleasant. I find contemporary society unpleasant. I firmly believe the longer it takes for it to go away, the worse things are. I firmly believe eventually it will fall apart, and nobody will like that kind of stuff because it won't resonate with what I consider to be universal values such as loyalty, love, honor, dignity. Therefore, I don't write that kind of stuff. I do throw some political commentary every now and then. I did write a few characters whose world perspective is basically feminist and they are the bad guys. Because logically, when you are talking about sending men to concentration camps, you are the bad guy. But I don't really like social commentary. I don't like modern social commentary. I bet they would demand from me to write something with parody of Donald Trump or something like that because they are obsessed with the guy, even nowadays. I bet they will demand me to write, I don't know, a black character living in German Bohemia without a reason. I bet they will demand things that are not my style, and I can't write that. So I decided I won't write for them, and you shouldn't either. You should go independent for this same reason. If you are not woke, if you really like to write original things, to write not original, authentic, because originality is basically overrated. If you want to write something authentic, something that is you as a writer, as a person, which resonates with your values, with your worldview, with your principles, you can't write for these people because they will demand you to change it. If you don't want to write love triangles, if you don't want to write to market, they will want you to change it. Why? Because that's exactly the problem. They demand writers to write to market. And right now, the market is distorted, it's twisted, it's altered in an unnatural way. First of all, the woke things, they are not what the market really wants. They are not what the real readers really want. But these people are trying to force it, to shape their opinion. And so, even if it is not what people want, they will gladly force it. And regarding the market for love triangles and all that stuff, it is basically the aftertaste of the success of the Twilight Saga. A bit combined with Harry Potter, because Harry Potter did have a short lived love triangle arc. Two, actually. One in which Ron Weasley gets all jealous for no reason over Harry and Hermione being friends, and the other in which Ginny is suffering because Harry is interested in some random Chinese character who never even makes it again into the books. Seriously, Cho Chang was irrelevant. She was there just for Harry to have someone other than Ginny and create that tension. She was there to create a cheap shot, crappy love triangle. And it gets worse. Because there is a new tendency, a new trend, which they are also starting to demand. And it's basically Game of Thrones clones. I am not George R. R. Martin. I hate him because he's woke, in fact. I can't write dark fantasy because I don't like to write that kind of stuff. I don't like it. I can read it. It is good, like Goblin Slayer. But I can't write it because I don't like this kind of style of these themes of betrayal. I mean, I do consider them important, but I don't like writing them because I don't like to write protagonists betraying each other. I don't like to write a struggle snuggle. Let's put it that way. I don't like to write acts of blatant and purposeless cruelty for the sake of it. I don't like to write about some dark-skinned, racially unspecific dude called Khal Drogo. By the way, a warlord struggles snuggling a 13-year-old girl. Even though I do like to write lolly, I don't like to write a struggle snuggle. Ironic, isn't it? George R. R. Martin gets claps when he writes that kind of stuff, when Khal Drogo does that to a 13-year-old Daenerys, but if your novel has an 11-year-old showing her underwear or something like that, like what happened with No Game No Life, oh, you're a fucking monster. Fuck you! That double standard is absurd. And I say, oh, but it's realistic because medieval. My balls. Medieval. Yeah, right. Realistic. Yeah, right. Seriously, stop it. Since I know I can't write to the market, since I know I can't get woke, I won't write that kind of stuff, and therefore I can't go for one of the big five or any traditional publisher at all. I can't go for an agent working in an English speaking country. And I need an editor who will not change my words and will just send feedback on errors. So I can't go for traditional publishing, or rather I will say legacy publishing. Well, that's it for today. Have a good one.